Hi, Shannon Waller here, and welcome to the Team Success Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about something that was inspired by a conversation I just had with a really great client and a friend. I really appreciate him. And he said something to me. He said, Shannon, I'm always looking for a partner, not an employee. I was like, wow, what a great way to articulate that. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to talk about that today on my podcast. Because there's a mindset that goes along with wanting a partner versus wanting an employee. And I think we tend to kind of blur those distinctions a little bit. And to my mind, it also ties in really powerfully with unique ability. So if you remember, unique ability is all about those things that you love to do and you're best at. You have a passion for them. Every single human being has one, whether they're aware of it or not, and whether or not they've developed it. So if you think about putting together a team, we can look for a body, we can look for someone to fill a particular role, and that's what most people do. And you look for the resume, you look for their job experience, you look for their education, you look for their training. We bring people in to make sure that they can dress properly and appropriately, that they're articulate, that they've got decent communication skills. And then based on what they say their experience is and our experience of them in the interview, we hire them. And we hope that that's actually what they want to be doing and what they're excited about doing, what they have a passion for doing, and what they have the mental energy to do. And often that's not actually the case. If you've hired and fired a lot of people, or if you've had people just not work out or leave because they just don't bring a lot to it, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're someone who's a team member, you know when you have a fire inside you for doing a particular type of work. You may or may not think you can get paid for it. That's a conversation I have with team members quite often. But it really is important, I think, to connect in with what you love to do and are best at. That's unique ability. And I think that's also what allows people to show up as being partners in a business as opposed to someone who's just fulfilling a task. So that's really what I want to discuss and get into a little bit more deeply. So I think everyone's probably pretty familiar. We pretty much have the same understanding of what an employee is. It's someone who does a job hopefully really, really well, is skilled, is intelligent, and brings that intelligence to bear to get the work done. But what's a partner? How do we differentiate that? What does that mean, especially in a business or a small business? And a partner is someone not necessarily who has a financial stake in the business, that's a financial partner, but someone who's an emotional partner, someone who's really vested in the end result, someone who takes ownership over what they do and their role in the business. And what I love about this way of thinking about it, it has absolutely nothing to do with salary. It has nothing to do even with experience, and has everything to do with mindset. So if the person on reception, and my favorite title, alternative job title, if you want to call it that, for a receptionist is Director of First Impressions, because that's exactly what they are. That term has been around for a while, and I really love it. They take ownership over people's first impression of the business. Now, how great is that? And when someone has that mindset or that mentality, they make sure the phone is picked up quickly. They make sure that someone who shows up gets treated to a smile and is responded to immediately. They make sure that people don't wait on hold for too long, make sure that they get to their intended destination and that person. Basically, it's making sure that everyone is really well taken care of. That's what someone who takes responsibility for that role really does. And it's the same as it can happen on the reception desk, it can happen in every single part of your company. And if you're an employer, you know when you have a partner and you know when you don't. And I'm hoping that you're the type of person that wants partners, people who will step up, take ownership, contribute, volunteer their insights and ideas, not be completely destroyed if you don't accept their idea because there are other contributing factors, but people who are actively participating in the growth of the business and the success of the business. We call this having batteries included at Strategic Coach. And I have to tell you, I love working with people who have batteries included. It is so much more fun. It's so much easier. And it requires a lot less of me. I'm a senior person at Strategic Coach, been here since 1991, so lots of experience. And I have to tell you, I really don't like managing. Even if I did like it, I'm just not very good at it. That's not the best use of my time or talent or skills. And I want people around me who are self-managing. I want people who can come equipped with the energy and the excitement and the ideas and the capability this is not just about enthusiasm, this is also backed up by substance, that's with whom I want to work. And that frees me up to do what I do best. And then I can invest all my energy and excitement, enthusiasm, and capability into developing what I love to do and what I find has the biggest impact and what I'm best at doing. And when you combine all of those together, it's kind of magical. It's really quite powerful. Results are easy. It's fun. I don't find it stressful. Then we're kind of being protected because we can stay in our areas of unique ability. We're not doing things at which we're merely competent or even incompetent. We're freed up to do what we're excellent and unique at. And that, to me, really is a unique ability organization. And unique ability organizations, in my experience less stress, less tension, less friction, faster results, higher levels of productivity, which leads to higher levels of profitability. And that's what we all want. And unless you love being a micromanager, unless you love telling people what to do and checking up on them all the time, you want to look for people who have, as I said, batteries included, and look for partners. It's an interesting question to ask in an interview. Oh, are you willing to be a partner in this business and bring your best self to work and really contribute to the well-being and the growth of the company? Is that a level at which you want to play? Because we're looking for partners. We're not just looking for employees. That's a very powerful statement to put out there. You're raising the bar. You're raising the standard of what you want. And what's fabulous about that is that some people will be like, oh, that's what I've been waiting to hear. Yes, 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 please put me on your team. You'll be amazed by what I can contribute. Other people will get kind of a deer in the headlights look on their face and they're like, oh, I was just looking for a job, where I can make some money. There's actually nothing particularly wrong with jobs. There's a lot of them out there. But when someone actually brings more of themselves to the role and you can count on them at a deeper level, that's powerful. And it's also very leveraging for you and for other people. So my strong encouragement, my message for today is, first of all, be a partner with other people. But second of all, look for partners. And as my friend Jose said, you really want to populate your company, populate your team with people who are partners and not employees. So I hope that's an interesting thought for you as you go about your day-to-day. So look at people with whom you're working. Ask yourself, okay, is this person showing up like a partner? Are they showing up like an employee? How can I help them move from one mindset to the other? Are they doing what they love to do and are best at? Is this the best use of their mental energy? Have you used StrengthsFinder? Have you used Kolbe, KOLBE.com, if you want to go check that out, to help figure out how to place them in the best place in our business? There's lots that we all can do to help people grow into that partnership way of operating, as long as they're willing, as long as they see that actually as an opportunity. So to my mind, this was a brilliant point that my friend made. I hope it's really useful for you as you go about building your unique ability team. So thank you very, very much for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know at questions@strategiccoach.com. And as always, here's to your team success. Hi, Shannon here, and thank you very much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please take a moment to rate the Team Success podcast on iTunes. And we'd love it if you'd share the podcast with anyone else who could benefit. If you're interested in learning more about the Strategic Coach program for entrepreneurs, visit us at strategiccoach.com or the Strategic Coach channel on YouTube. For free downloads and more team success strategies, visit teamsuccesshandbook.com.